What is up, y'all? Welcome back to Marlins Franchise episode 38. This is the off-season review. You might have watched the off-season stream. A lot of this would be review from that, but it'll be a quicker episode here. Going to review the entire off-season plus what happened after that stream because there were some big moves. So, if you watched the stream or a lot of it, totally understand. You should probably check this out though because there's going to be some other stuff. And as such, I'm not going to make it too long, so let's just dive into it. First, we did make some staff moves. Nothing too crazy here. I'm not really going to get into, all the people that we brought on, but it's looking pretty solid right now. We had some of our lower tier guys, our lower league guys come free without as many high league guys because you only have a certain amount of people that are going to be interested in like working for your organization in a given year. And some of them will be interested in your organization top to bottom. So whether you're hiring them for AAA manager or DSL League 2 manager, they'll be interested in the run of it. But if you have a bunch of like triple and double A guys that have openings and your lower minor leagues, you're going to run out of great players or great personnel. So finally kind of got it staggered a little bit where we're going to have some people let up in one league, but not the other, with one team, but not the other team. So we won't have so much all at once. In fact, we're going into 2029 here. We've got David Forst, Rojas, Hubbard, Dominique, Greenwell. So I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to try to make some extensions here so we don't have that much going on at our major league level. I think Greenwell and Hubbard in particular, I'm going to look to resign for sure. So staff moves, quick review there. Our first big move came when we decided we were going to move Grayson Dominguez. And I'll tell you off rip, the theme of the offseason was, like, I guess I should have thought of a theme before I set that up. I don't have a universal theme. But it was basically like retool. There it is. There's the theme. I came up with it on the spot. We basically retooled, and what that is, I've always delineated a difference between retool and rebuild. I'm going to crack open this RB here with you. And a rebuild is, that's pretty straightforward. You're not a winning team, and you're rebuilding that hoe from the bottom up. And you might not be at the bottom at the time of a rebuild, but, whatever. You're in the stages of trying to get to a certain level. Retool, that happens with any type of team. You could be a middling team or a flat-out winning team, or you could be coming off of, 2 World Series and a playoff appearance the way we are. And we're going to retool because players coming up, money getting tight. You got to restructure the way the team is made. And, if you're a super rich team, you don't have to do that as much. You just kind of keep paying guys as they get older, and it's fine. But usually there comes a time of retool for any contending team where they got to let some of the guys go and kind of start to bring in new guys. Think about how Houston has evolved. They lost one of their biggest pieces 2 years ago with Springer leaving, and then another piece this past year with Correa leaving. So we're in a retool phase. First things first, I was like, I'm going to move Grayson Dominguez. And I did that. I moved him to St. Louis. Originally, it was to save some money, but then when the offer that I got from St. Louis showed up, I was like, when I did the shop a player, when I saw who they were offering, it wasn't a money-saving deal, but it was about getting a better player. And that player was Highland Hall, who is actually making more money now, and I've already... Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I was going to say I already extended him. I worked on an extension for somebody else. We'll get to that. I didn't extend him yet, but he's a 10.7 compared to the, 8.2 or 8.3 of Dominguez? 8.25. Didn't matter. Highland Hall's a much better player. 28 years old, still has team control for 2 years, I would think. I don't want to go look because I don't want to spoil some of the other guys that we've gotten for people that, for anybody really. Even if you watch the stream, I don't want to spoil it because we did get some acquisitions since the stream that I don't want to spoil. So that was the first move. Then the next move was about money. Because if we were going to do this retool, if we were going to have any type of offseason, we needed some money. We were up against it. So I pulled off one of the biggest trades I've ever done in any sim, in any MLB, OOTP sim I've ever done. It's one of the biggest, like as far as moving the money that I did. So Trevor Rogers was very expendable. Problem was, he's tabbed as an overpriced veteran. 27 mil coming off of a missed season. I get it. With another 20 mil team option. In fact, I even had to retain some of Rogers, but that was only to make sure that he didn't show up as an overpriced veteran. They were all about some of the other stuff that we were doing. They had some interest in some of our other guys, so we made a colossal deal with the Toronto Blue Jays, and it included Josh Lowe and his 15.6 mil, and Anthony Volpe and his 20 mil for the next 2 years, and then 27 mil after that. So 3 massive contracts where I was just like, boy, and it's tough. And I didn't want to give up Volpe, and because I really think / hope that that he can get back to this 5-win level. I guess I'm still hoping for it, even though he's not on our team. But I was like, I did buy high. When we traded for him, we were bringing him off of a career year. But even if he had fallen back to 2025, I'd have been fine with that. Actually, as I see now, that was only a lower WAR because of the games played. He was probably pacing toward a similar season. But anyway, I thought he could be in that level. We didn't get that Volpe, and he's gonna be 28. So I was like, he got to go. So what did we get from Toronto? First things first, we got Gabriel Moreno, making 12.9. Oh, you see, he's already gone, by the way. 12.9 as a catcher. That part of that main reason he was in that deal, the money. We had to take that money on. But then we got, son of a bitch, I'm spoiling everything, ruining it. I should have gone to Mata first. We got Brian Mata, extreme ground baller, nice solid 4th, 5th starter. That's all I'm looking for here. Nothing crazy. He was not the main thrust of this deal. It was really Moreno and Manoah coming back. Manoah looks like a solid mid-rotation arm as well. A couple of decent arms. Neither of them are crazy good, but I'm wondering, even at 31 with Manoah and I think 28 with Mata, I'm wondering if maybe we could get the best out of them, maximize them a little bit. Maybe some of our coaching pulls a little something up, little 60 stuff from a Mata or something, or maybe a little, 55 control from Manoah. Throw a little extra 5 on something somewhere with our team, maybe, and get the best out of these two. But 2 solid arms. And you saw Gabriel Moreno, and then a 3rd round pick as well. So we probably, we gave away more talent, but the bang for the buck wasn't there. So it had to be done. Josh Lowe was terrible for us. Volpe, like I said, had fallen off, and Rogers hadn't pitched for a year. So honestly, even when you really step back and think about it, was it that bad? I don't think so. It feels like it is because it's 3 huge names. But I think we did all right there. So then immediately flipping Moreno. I was like, we don't necessarily need him. He's not bad, but he's a 45 catcher ability. I was like, if I can't move him, not the end of the world. But I went for the immediate flip and flipped him to the Yankees. You might have seen for Ketel Marte and a 1st round pick. We also gave Takuma Yamasaki a solid reliever who I think, could do well for them, 25 years old. But I liked this deal. Here. He gone. What? Oh, Yankees, you guys are so dumb. They let Yamasaki become a minor league free agent, and he pieced. Oh my God, that's hilarious. He bounced on him. He was a good-ass reliever. We would have used him this year. And they just let him walk on back, 25 years old. Idiots. Way to go, dummies. Anyway, but we got Ketel and a 1st rounder for Moreno and Yamasaki. But basically just for Moreno, because now Yamasaki back in Tokyo. So from there, we then did another deal. It was a quantity deal to continue to focus on making sure we have enough money for things. And we got a guy named Daniel Palencia, who's fine, by the way. Making about 1.4 mil. Coming off a decent, a solid season, a good season. I don't want to shade it or not give it its due. 170 innings of a 3.71 ERA, 117 WHIP, 3.2 R WAR, 2.3 regular WAR. That's good. I say regular WAR. WAR, the WAR without the little R in front of it is Fangraphs WAR. Our WAR is Baseball References WAR. The differences between the two is Fangraphs' WAR kind of uses FIP as its foundation. So like your core skills, not so much exactly what happened, which is what our WAR does. That focuses more on your ERA. It focuses more on the events how they happened, not so much quote unquote what should have happened. So I got both up there. I like to kind of see the difference between the two. But anyways, good season for Palencia. We're not starting him though. He's a 35 STAMI, 45 movement and control. I don't know. Like he got that great season for San Francisco. Good on them. I don't think we can emulate that. So we sent him into the bullpen, and we gave away a lot of names, but we just didn't need these guys. This was a 40-man trim right here. So it was a quantity over quality. We gave Mick Abel, who's now at 20. Willie Taveras, who's still a 50. He's pretty solid. In fact, he's really not that much different than Palencia, except Palencia, I think, is 2 years younger. Oscar Gonzalez, decent enough outfielder, but nothing, nothing earth-shattering, Colton Ingram, who's been a solid lefty for us, but when I kind of reviewed what he'd been doing, I was like, it's not as good. I think mentally I had an idea of him being a lot better, maybe more on like a Nard Dog level, but Ingram is not Nardian. He's solid, but he's still also 32 years old, $2 million, $2 million's okay. Try not to pay too many relievers big money, and $2 million is not that big. I don't want to suggest that it is, but we do have a few other guys that are making some cash, so then his 2 starts to look a little bit bigger, and again, that's why he was part of this deal. And then Tanner McDougal, who we got in the deal last year, solid enough guy, gave us some really quality innings, probably played over his skis, but we'll take it. Came over last year in the Jordan Diaz, Yuri Perez deal, along with a 10th round pick. What's Yuri Perez up to, dude? Maybe we should go get him. Bro, they're turning him into something. I knew it. Okay, you guys convinced me not to. So yeah, 5 guys for just Palencia. It was all about trimming some chaff. We don't need all these guys. Some of these guys were actually non-tendered, including Ingram. So we weren't going to keep them anyway. We got something for them. It got the job done. Felt pretty good about it. So that's Palencia. Now I have a checklist on my Word doc, not my written notebook. Look at me, I upgraded. Actually, I kind of like the written one better, but I had this one made from previously, so we're just using that. Next deal was we moved Alec Burleson. I didn't necessarily want to do this, but he was coming off of an amazing season. 30-year-old corner, making $7 million. I mean, he had a great season, but it was a spike season at age 29. Can we bet on him to keep doing it? I don't know. He might. His profile is still pretty strong, but we went ahead and moved him and that money along with CJ Carter, another guy who's probably going to be gone, and then Yafri Solano, who they valued that other teams have valued him too, and I'm just like, I don't really see it. 30 power, no shot. Defensive specialist, but like not quite good enough. If you're just going to be defense only type of guy, I need like a 70 range. And he hit in AAA last year, to his credit. He did hit, but the last 2 years he's hit with a 350 something BABIP. That's tough to maintain, so I didn't really trust him to be anything. We got Maximo Costa, 26-year-old, fine, captain, pretty solid, like not god tier, but good enough indeed. In fact, let me put him in the calculator real quick. I just want to see what he's got, because I don't think I eventually did put him in this previously, but I don't remember what the numbers were. So let me just do that really fast. It's OOTPcalculator.com, by the way. He's working. This guy who made his name Daniel, really nice guy, working on a version 2. But use OOTP calculator. It's awesome. You can do batter projections, pitcher projections. You can also figure out what a guy might be if you want to change them to a position. Now, I know in the game we have the, it'll say what they can get to at a particular position, but until you try them somewhere, like until I try Acosta at third, I don't know what his potential is. Once he starts playing there, it'll tell me, but you can also cut to the chase with the calculator. Anyway, he projects to 2.5 WAR, 105 OPS plus, like a pretty solid player. And so I went ahead and did that. This was a money-based move without a doubt. I think Carter's even making a few bucks. Never mind, that part's false. But Burleson definitely was, and so we had to throw in 2 other guys there, and we got Acosta. So I think that's everything that was on the stream. Now, we had 2 huge moves after that. I was like, you know what? We can do some other things. We can really, now that we moved all that money, we can spend some of it. We don't have to just keep all of it. So I went and made 2 pretty big moves. 1 hitting, 1 pitching. Let's start with the pitching move. We took a gamble on an ace, and he's back. He had a big spring training, which, by the way, we're toward the end of here. We got Grayson Rodriguez. 3 years, $67 million. He's going to make 24 this year, 18 next, and then a team option for 25, putting us in control. It'll make it essentially a 2-year, $46 million guarantee because there's a $4 million buyout should we not want him at age 31 for 25 mil. I can definitely envision a world where we absolutely want him. He is coming off an injured season where he tore his rotator cuff 8 months, but it did not move him to fragile. So he's still normal. Skills looking good. He's been scouted as of the winter. We'll get another rerun here as spring ends going into April 1st. He's a captain. He put up 78 innings last year that were pretty good. He was coming off a 4-win season before that, 3-win season before that, although the skills war, the war, if you will, versus the R war, they were in a bit of a disagreement there. Maybe because the home run rate was pretty high, but he had a league best BABIP that helped him. So he's just been good. He's been good since coming up to the majors. Grayson Rodriguez has a 4.30 ERA, 129 WHIP in 1,077 innings, and he kind of figured his stuff out from 22, 23, 24, and then his last 3+ seasons. I say 3+ because last year wasn't really a full season, but we'll call it 4. His last 4 seasons, he's been quite good. So I think we got a winner here. I was pretty happy with the money too. I think because of the injury that he was coming off of, there was a bit of a discount there. So I pounced, and he wanted to sign with us, and boom, we got Grayson Rodriguez. On the hitting side, remember we traded Gabriel Moreno. I always want to say Moreno, but there's not a tilde over the end, so I don't really think that's right. But we traded Moreno, and I was like, we could probably still use a catcher, someone who's not a 45 catching ability. I know they've lowered the importance of it, but they haven't lowered it to where a 45 is good, right? So we handled that by getting Francisco Alvarez, 27 years old. Let's go ahead and get a full scout on him. Coming off of a dreadful season, we bought a little bit low, and we got him for 5 years, 44 mil. Only 3 mil this year, 3 years at 11, and then a team option for 8 that has a $1 million buy-in. So again, you got 33 on those 3 years, 36, 37. It's 437 guaranteed with the extra 8 for that 5th year potential, which would actually, not, you wouldn't have to pay the $1 million buyout at that point. So then it'd be 544. But yeah, you look at what he can do. I mean, solid hitter, better against lefties as a right-hander, but not too bad. It's not like he can't play against righties. Smart base runner despite not being fast, and 60 catcher ability, 65 arm. So solid catcher behind the dish, and we still got the Dooch. We also have to figure out something because I have Sanchez who now can't go down, and I got to move a catcher. It's probably going to be Sanchez. He's really, not that good. He really is just a pure backup, and we still got the Dooch. The Dooch is making 1.9 mil. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I will trade the Dooch off then. Because the Dooch, he's had a few flurries. Like 2027, he was good. 118 WRC plus, but then a 76 last year. A 58 back in 2026. 96 back in 2025. We like that. So he's never really been all that special. He's a 55 ability. We'll probably move him, actually. I think I will keep Sanchez, who's another captain, by the way. We got captains for days. So that's the offseason right there. That is the crux of what we did as far as additions and subtractions. And I feel pretty good about it. I like the way this team's been remade. We still have $7 million for free agents if we needed it. We can make a move in season. And you're looking now, and we'll actually go down a bit next year, which from last year to this year, our salaries went up because we had a few guys, getting boosts. But with some guys, Ketel Marte's a 1 year. The 9.4 mil for Rogers will be off the books. Nard Dog, we'll probably let him go. He's making 5 mil. And Meyer comes off the books, but I could actually see re-signing him. But Grayson's deal gets cheaper to counterbalance some of the other guys going up. So we'll actually be losing 4 mil off the books next year by default. And then we kind of work from there. So we also made a few other moves that kind of punctuate this offseason. The first being, we decided to lock up a pitcher for a while. Shane Baz got himself a nice extension, 3 years, 24 mil. I was surprised that that's all he wanted. So 10 next year, 6 after that, and then a player option for 8. So if he leaves after that at age 32, that'll be okay. But I'm not too worried about it. So we got Shane Baz to an extension. I also made a big shift to try to jumpstart a player. And we're going to see if Cleo Watson can play center field. He's got outfield capabilities, 50 range, 65 air, 45 arm. And we'll see. He's a 30 out of 35 right now, which is bad, admittedly. But I just kind of want to see. So he played a lot of center in spring, and we'll just see if there's anything there. His bat is not that good. I'm trying to make him a thing. He's my latest, okay? I tried to make Yuri Perez a thing. It didn't work. Now I'm trying Cleo Watson. I love both prospects in real life. They're part of why I chose this team, was I wanted to have them as prospects. The new Cleo Watson card in MLB The Show is bananas. That's who I want him to be. And I end up having a decent bit of crossover, hilariously enough, with my Armadillos franchise, which is a expansion team that I think is 2 years behind us, 2027. I think they started the 2028 season last night. I can't remember if it was the 27 season or the 28, but either way. They got Watson, the Dillos did, and he's God tier. He developed, on a trajectory that is one of his higher end outcomes. So he's looking really good in there as like a 70 potential at second base. We're not going to get that. He's 25, he's not going to flip that script. But I do wonder if he can maybe figure some things out in the outfield. He's got good adaptability and work ethic. And I think maybe we could have something. Here's hoping. Just figured, might as well give him a shot. I don't like Corbin Dickerson. Although he himself, still plays excellent defense, has speed. I don't know, maybe there's still something with the bat. Who knows? He did have a great spring, Corbin Dickerson did. So credit where it's due. Credit where it's due. Corbin Dickerson, can't click it there, popped off. He hit 4 homers. Dude, Noelve hit 11 homers in spring. That's crazy. But Corbin had 4 homers and a 167 WRC+. Noelve had 11 homers and a 262. That is wild. T-Cash popped off too. Ketel Marte looking solid. I don't really care that much about spring numbers overall. Like the fact that Vasos had a 38 WRC+. Whatever. That's my Roomba, by the way, if you hear that. The door's closed, so it won't get us in here. We moved Watson there. And then we also lost Franklin De La Paz for a bit. He's injured right now. We'll miss a couple weeks of the season because we're right up against the end of spring here. I'll show you guys. We just finished it. We got one more off day, and then we start opening day with the Mets on the 29th. So we'll have De La Paz out for a couple weeks. Not the end of the world. He was amazing for us last year. Did his control go down? Oh, no. It was 45 last year. So he actually improved his movement. Maybe he'll be every bit as good as he was last year. That'd be wonderful. Extreme ground ball. He didn't walk too many. He probably had one of his better potential outcomes with an 8% walk rate for a 45 control. You see he was 10% the 2 years before that. That's more realistic. So yeah, that's De La Paz. And then last but not least, the preseason predictions. They've got us down to win the division, but tied actually with the Mets, 92 and 70 each. They got us giving up just 594 runs, though. That is easily the league low. Holy smokes. They think our pitching is just going to be devastatingly good, which I like. I agree with. I like where their head's at. We got Graham Ashcraft back, by the way. Remember, you guys didn't even get a chance to like really see him in any capacity. I got him in like one of my offline runs where I was like, going to come back with some games played. He threw 2 innings and he was toast. It was the South Park thing, and he's gone. Like, he was gone instantly. We claimed him off waivers. Thought we had a little something. Nope. See ya. So, there it is. That's the offseason in a nutshell. Let me see if I sim this 28th here, if we get a new preseason prediction, the one after. I don't know. That might be the second one already. This one might already be the second one. I don't know for sure, because I didn't check one earlier in spring. So let me see here. Actually, let me make it opening day. Let me get to opening day here. We got our 13 and 13. So our team is set. Hit that schedule. So it is opening day. Yeah, it's going to calculate new ones, I think. And we'll see what it thinks of us now. And then we'll end this one. And we'll do opening. I want this to just be an off-season by itself, because I promised kind of a digest version for those that didn't want to watch the entire stream. Welcome to the new season. I hope the off-season treated you well. This is also a reminder you should win it all this year. Shut up, Edgar. That's a dumbass expectation. Yeah, just win the whole thing. That's realistic. That's mad realistic. We don't have any of the top 10 prospects. Do we have anybody? How's our system coming? Let's start at the bottom. Oh, we're 11th. It's finally happening, y'all. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we got Lupe Robinson at 40, Becerra at 48, Aramatani at 63, Puente at 65, and Archuleta at 68. Let's go, baby. We got some things going. Of course, if I can ruin the shit out of that real quick, I will tell y'all that they lowered our development budget down to 8.8 mil. Hate that. Boy, do I hate that. And we don't even get a fat 5 mil on the amateur free agent budget. Boy, do I hate that as well. Why can't I put this 5.5 mil for free agents into that? Wait, why do we lose like 1.5 mil? I don't understand. And why are they saying that? Oh my God. Bro, no one's going to come here? Oh, because we lost. That's one thing about this offseason I forgot. We lost so much fan interest. Like an obscene amount. Like 22 points or some shit. Because everyone we moved and everyone we didn't like re-sign, like Chris Rodriguez, was a fan favorite. Or not a fan fave, but, popular, well-known, extremely popular. One of those three. So we get blasted. Our season ticket total's way down, even though we're expected to be good. Like, what the fuck's wrong with these fans, dude? These guys suck. Fuck you, Miami. I'm moving the team. How do I move the team? This got me pissed off. We didn't raise prices that much. $30, like, not crazy. Come on. But we don't have any fans. That's annoying. Anyway, before this gets too long, the point was to be quicker here. Let's see if the predictions changed. Now we're 92 and 70 by ourselves, but they got our runs against up to 645. So I figured that sub 600 was kind of whack, if I'm being honest. Any hitters? None of the top hitters. Ooh, look at Gavin Lux. Still no regrets on Kyle Tucker. I'm never suggesting that when I check in on Lux. It was really like a 50-50 between them, and Tucker was god tier for us, so just looking. And then pitching, we got Grayson and Gore. Okay, let's go. They should do like top pitchers and maybe do like 7 starters, 3 relievers or something. I mean, people just want to see the top 10 starters. I get it, but sometimes I want to just see the relievers because that's where we would shine, because we always have great relievers. All right, next episode we will get into the season. 2029 is on deck. We are, we're not a dynasty, but we're trying to open a dynastic window here. We made the playoffs 5 straight seasons. We won 2. Like, we're not that far off from potential dynasty here. And this is with no fans and not that much money. I mean, we got decent money. This owner actually isn't too bad with the money. I gotta be honest about that. Even though he controls everything, we have the 17th payroll. That's not too bad. We could spend that extra $5 million that we have, and actually we would not pass the Nats, but we'd be, we're right there in the middle of the pack. So, all right, y'all have a good one. Thank you guys so much for watching this. 2029 starts next episode. Peace.